JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 14th of May, 2020. So, yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, let's jump into, well, a quick mentioning actually of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top, and yep, it'll take you to this page, which I believe you can find useful. Now then, quick update on what's happening here globally. So the figure continues to rise. We are above the 4,300,000 number in terms of total infections. Now, here, different sources provide different things here. So basically, another source is kind of showing that Spain managed to overcome United Kingdom and Russia, and now has more infections than Russia basically, and it kind of jumped into second place. However, of course, in terms of if we can call it the leaderboard of total deaths, is of course the US is taking the lead in there, and then followed by United Kingdom. So okay, so basically keep an eye on this one, guys. I mean, looking at the daily cases, we can see that they have kind of came out the same as probably the previous day, so still a little bit on the higher side. However, hopefully this is going to start dropping soon. Now then, jumping into a few charts. The first one I want to touch on here is German DAX. Here, the situation is that the index managed to drift lower and drifted below the 21-day EMA, and I talked a lot about this. Sorry guys, there we go. So I talked a lot about this this index, and basically I talked about a lot about this 21-day EMA, something for you to keep an eye on, because in a way, if this kind of pushes further down below the 21-day EMA, then yes, there is a chance for this one for us to see further declines. However, as I've mentioned previously, ideally we would prefer to see it drop below this 10,280 territory, because as you can see, it acted as a fantastic area of support back here in around mid-April, and also this is the lowest point of 2018. So something to consider, something to keep in mind. So in a way, if we get a drift further south, then yes, we will aim for this level first, the 10,280, and if that gets broken, then well, deeper extensions to the downside are possible. Now, looking at the cash index, I mean, we can see that the price is currently balancing at around 10,400 mark, so roughly around there. So so basically it's below where it closed yesterday, so we'll see a small gap here, an opening gap to the downside. Of course not ideal, but well, I mean, it is how it is. But again, like I said, all eyes are on the 10,280 zone. FTSE 100 here. So FTSE 100 is declining a little bit, and yesterday it still closed above this short-term upside support line taken from the low the 23rd of March. And what I was saying previously, that in a way, if it remains above this, then yep, there is a chance for this one to drift higher again. However, we'll probably take a bit of a cautious approach right now because the price is currently balancing at around 5,000. Let me just quickly have a look at this one. So it's currently balancing at around 5,810 territory. So basically that's around, well, here actually even below, first of all, it's below this upside line and below the 21-day EMA. So in a way, kind of all this creates a bit of a cautiousness among the buyers, because we need to be very careful, because if this suddenly starts dropping below the 5,702 territory here, then we'll start considering lower levels. Previously I've mentioned this 5,500 zone to keep an eye on that one, because that's the lowest point of 2016. So there we go. And if that gets broken, then yep, deeper extensions to the downside are possible. But again, for now, be very careful, guys. Like I said, we are at a very tricky spot. In a way, if, let's say, this index drifts lower, tests the 5,702 territory here somewhere, and then rebounds back up, then we'll be getting ourselves a, well, a range here. So yep, for now, guys, basically we'll keep an eye on the 5,702 territory. We'll see if that area gets reached today, but if it provides support, then we could see a bit of a rebound, and like I said, we might be getting ourselves a range. However, if this 5,702 territory breaks, slightly lower levels could be met. Gold. Gold, I've talked about this one, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this one because first of all, keep an eye on this downside line taken from the high of the 14th of April. Yesterday the commodity kind of drifted to the upside. It after kind of finding good support here on Tuesday near the 21-day EMA, and actually on the same story on Monday. So on Monday and Tuesday it found good support here, and it rebounded and pushed higher. However, it's struggling with this downside line. So what I was mentioning previously, that in order to aim for slightly higher levels, we need to see a nice good break of this downside line and a push above the 1723 territory here. 1723 is the high of the 12th of December 2012. So basically 12 12 12, easy to remember, and as you can see, this barrier kind of continues to provide decent resistance. So we need to see a nice good break above it in order to aim for higher levels. And in terms of the downside, we'll take a bit of a conservative approach, and well, we'll wait for a drop below the 1680 territory and then aim for lower levels. Brent oil, so this one is still, well, it's stuck, I would say. Let me just jump into a 4-hour chart on this one. So basically it's kind of moving sideways right now, and as you can see, since from around the 6th of May, somewhere around there, it kind of started moving sideways, and on one hand it's kind of on a decline. It is drifting lower, and it's trading below this downside line taken from the high of the 5th of May. On the other hand, it's still above this barrier here, the 28.66 territory, which kind of continues to provide decent support here, and in a way, for now, well, in a way, to be honest, for now we cannot really do anything. We need to wait for a clear break. So if we eventually get a drop below this 28.66 territory, then yep, we could start looking at lower levels here. We could see this one pushing further south. However, if this gets a push higher and breaks this downside line, but it wouldn't still be enough for us, because we would like to see also a push above the 32.21 zone, which is the highest point of May, the current highest point of May, and this way the commodity could travel higher towards this downside line, because don't forget that overall we're still below a downside line taken from the high of the 7th of January. So keep your eyes on this one. Oh, sorry, is it 7th of January or 8th of January? That's probably more 8th of January. There we go. So yep, keep your eyes on this one, guys. But for now, again, it's a very difficult situation. We are ranging here, maybe with a slight decline even, I would say. But yeah, for now, keep your eyes on this, guys. It could be quite interesting once it pops. Ripple. So Ripple, let me just jump back into a daily chart. So I talked about Ripple this week, and basically I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this barrier here, the 0.2052 53 zone, because previously I spoke about this one, this area here, what I was saying, because I was saying that if we get a drop below this, then yes, this could lead to lower levels. Our first target will be around the 0.1760. So we got that. We got a test of that area, and then you can see down now we had a rebound. So as still basically as long last week we were still hanging above this upside support line, and this is what I was saying, that if we get a drop and if we get a break of this upside line, still we would need to see a drop below the 0.2053. But now this week, in the beginning of this week, I've told you guys to keep a close eye on this barrier again, because in a way this time it could provide resistance and could act as a kind of area which could hold the price from moving higher. And as you can see, for now it's actually doing exactly that. Also, in addition to that, there we have the 21-day EMA and the 100 EMA here on the daily chart, which kind of are providing resistance as well. So in a way, let's put it this way, as long as the price, as long as the crypto remains below this territory, there is still a chance for this one to drift back down, and basically could be in line with this this arrow here drawn earlier. With the upside, we would need to see a push above the 0.2357 zone, which is the highest point of April, and only then we'll get a little bit more comfortable with higher levels. For now, we're just observing this one. AUDJPY. So here, basically this morning we had some unemployment figures, unemployment figure from Australia, and basically that came out better than expected, better than forecasted, because the previous unemployment number was 5.2, the forecast was sitting at around 8.3%, but the unemployment rate came out at 6.2, so yes, much better than the forecast, however still worse than the previous number. So that's, I mean, we can see that the Australian dollar started declining a little bit here. From the technical side, you can see that this downside line, excuse me, worked out perfectly. I've talked about this one recently, and I was telling you guys to keep a close eye on this downside line, because if it provides resistance, we could see another drift lower, to maybe even going towards the this area right here between the 67.37 and 67.70. This is the area I was talking about when I was saying that if we get a drop below the 68, or should I say 69 level, somewhere around here, then yes, this could kind of increase the chances for the pair to drift further south. Again, be very careful today. For now, we are leaning a little bit more to the downside, but the tricky part here is this 21-day EMA, because what we want to see here, if this is going to kind of, if the 21-day EMA will fail to provide some sort of support. For now, you can see that it is doing exactly that. It's failing. So that's why for now we are targeting this area here. First, it will be the 67.70 and then the 67.37 zone. If the last one gets broken, well, I mean, deeper extensions to the downside could be possible. For the upside, it's pretty straightforward. We need to see, first of all, a break of this downside line and then a push above the 70.17 zone. As you can see, it acted as a fantastic area of resistance here on the 30th of April and also back here on the 11th and 12th of May. So, yep, keep your eyes on this one. NZD CAD. So we did get some information from New Zealand, but not really kind of very important information. But yeah, the technical picture here, and this is what I was talking about yesterday. Basically, what I was saying, that if we get a daily close below this 0.6461 zone, this increases the chances for NZD CAD to drift further south. Now, although I have the arrow here up until the 0.8268 zone, that would be a preferred scenario. However, initially we'll target only the 0.6381 territory, which is the low of the 16th of April. So we'll keep an eye on this one for now, because like I said, for now, yes, it is trading still below the this 0.8461 zone. As you can see, this morning we did already have a test of it, but it was too much for the bulls to overcome, and the pair is now drifting back down. So again, like I said, for now we're leaning a little bit more to the downside. Initially we'll target the 0.8381 zone, and then we'll take it from there. GBP Euro. Finally, this one's getting out of the range here, and well, it's drifting lower. So yesterday, let me just quickly refresh my memory, guys. So yesterday we had some data from UK, and basically that was the GDP. Those are the GDP figures, the preliminary, and then we get the month-on-month figure as well. So so yep, the numbers came out slightly better than the forecasts. However, they were still on a much lower side than the previous number. So basically, yes, initial reaction, we had a nice rebound here, but then yep, it kind of, the bearishness kind of continues. So this is what I talked about yesterday. So what I was saying, that if we get a nice drop and we did get a nice close below this territory, below the lower side of the range, below the 1.1305, somewhere around there, then yep, we could consider further decline. So we didn't get the close below, a strong close below this level, but we got a close around there somewhere. So yep, so basically we just got a close bang on that level. So today we're seeing that the bears are trying to push this one a little bit further south. So let's see if they manage to do so. If yes, then the next target for us is around the 1.1164 zone here, or even better, the intraday swing high here of the 20th of March, which is around the 1.1110. So that's going to be our preferred target. In terms of the upside, probably will, even if it gets back into the range, will remain neutral. But if it starts pushing above the upper side of the range here near the 1.1515, then yes, we will consider the upside. GBP USD, quick update here. So this one continues to slide. Yesterday it managed to close below this territory here, the 1.2245 zone. I talked about this one. That's the low of the near the low of the 21st of April, and then yes, it continued to drift lower. And what I was saying, that in a way, for us to even get more comfortable with lower levels, we would like to see a drop below the 1.2163 territory right here, which is the lowest point of April. So this will be quite interesting to watch, guys. Like I said, it could be quite interesting because yesterday what I've mentioned, that in a way, if it starts dropping below the 1.2245 zone here, then yes, there is a good chance for this one to drift lower, but we will get a little bit more comfortable with further declines if we get a drop below the 1.2163. And in a way, how everything's kind of getting along in UK right now, I mean, to be honest, there is, first of all, the coronavirus is is battering the UK economy, the uncertainty for businesses in UK. That's what also is kind of worrying the whole economy. And of course, the target of leaving EU in December, that's also worrying all the businesses. And basically, for now, it's a very difficult situation here. And in a way, the pound could continue sliding and maybe going into closer to the end of this year. But again, let's not over speculate on this too much. Let's go day by day. Let's see how the developments are going on. But again, it's not really looking very promising for the British pound here. So let's see how all this is going to play out. And finally, Euro USD. So this one pushed higher yesterday, managed to overcome this barrier. But this is what I was talking about yesterday, that as long as we stay in this little territory right here between the upside support line and the lower side of the range, and the 1.0875 territory will remain neutral. So as you can see, the pair is drifting back down. However, it still remains above this upside line and this lower side of the range. We need to see a drop below the 1.0777 in order to aim for lower levels. For now, we're not really doing anything. We're just observing this one, and we need to see a nice good daily close at least above the 1.0875 territory, and then we could consider higher levels. So, okay guys, I really hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. So, if you want to join me later on in my traders tea time, as always, 13:15 GMT time. Always, guys, as always, Also, guys, if you do have any, let's say, for example, specific maybe requests, preferences in terms of some sort of instruments, I'll be happy to review those. If you can leave a comment in the after the video gets uploaded, just leave a comment there below the video, and yep, I can pick up on that and I can review that instrument in my second video. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a fantastic trading day today. Stay safe, both market-wise and financial-wise. And yeah, everything will be fine then. Thank you very much, guys, and bye-bye.